Thousands of little firms work for unsuccessful building gigantic Carillion are wait to find out if they will be paid. Among increasing fears several could shut. Carillion utilized an wide web of submarine contractors and regional suppliers, profitable them nearly £1 billion a year, on to its newest yearly paper. Patronage groups are hard to evaluate the exposition of little firms, but told Lot Florid Finance odds. It comes as critics move up telephone call for a overview in the Carillion meltdown. Carillion's job extended of the HS2 railing draft and war contracts to supporting hospitals, schools and imprisonment. Though Office Space Secretary David Lidington told on Monday down there would be by the government supporting for social segment contracts, such firms work on cleanly individual segment deals would get just 2 days supporting. Carillion consumable £952 meter in regional suppliers in 2016 and utilized an wide web of little firms since, it told, we stay completely devoted to generative provincial economical increase and growth. But the chief of the Federation of Little Business Community told thousands of jobs and livelihoods were now at hazard since such firms would be at the behind of the queuing for fee. Mike Cerise told it was a position done worst since Carillion stretched its fee plan to suppliers recent year. These outstanding billing may so go behind few months, he extended. I wrote to Carillion behind in July recent year to courier anxiety following listening of FSB members how the business was manufacturing little suppliers expect 120 days to be pay. A affiliate at one accounting company, who requested not to be mentioned, told little firms were looking at full losses stretch in hundreds of millions of pounds. Property turnover went though lift quite to lid the debts of elder banking creditors, so let little firms win see a bob, he told. Rudy Klein, chief of expert mechanical engineering subcontractor, and Parasol team presenting suppliers to the building production, told Carillion outsourced practically all its job. He told the government knew of Carillion's trust on submarine contractors, but extended to confer the business profitable job in spite increasing concerns on its finance. He's how delivery circuit who is departure to carry the large losing, he told. Down there could be a big quantity of firms how will expertise significant finance stress. We've invoiced them for £240,000, departure behind to September recent year. I don't believe we'll get the cash behind. To us, he's a bad date, he'll affect us for the year. Down there are less contractors who will be impacted worst. He added, we've ever been fighting in the Carillion civilization. Their purchase human beings weren't nice and we didn't love work for them. Thunderbolt seems to hit the identical location, unusually frequently in Britain's building and supporting services sectors. For several, Carillion's death will appear love a screw of the dark blue. But see behind 20 year and you discover a remarkable quantity of companies that affected such problems, though not ever in deadly ensuing consequences. Amy, Jarvis, Connaught, Rock, GRAM4S, Balfour Beatty, Serco, MIDI, and lot other, include had to own up to accounts how were, to use a euphemism, upbeat. Largest live to struggle else date. Carillion did no say to management team in the production and they readily discover the overall filament. Companies how are constructed up rapidly via acquisitions, as Carillion was of the conjunction of Asphalt, Wimpy, Molam and Alfred McAlpine, include an additional fight at first to no later to incorporate their various activities. All the companies over were wound by which rotated out to be violent account. On Monday, Mr. Lidington told the government was walking in to pay employees and little business community work on Carillion's social contracts and evaluate the allocation of job amongst some companies. Yet, companies work on individual projects will get no such a supporting. But down there were anecdotal accountable how job had stopped on lot projects. He told, on 20 of us work for our submarine contractor were said we could go at site to gather machinery, but how was he? I consumable the day phoning recruiting agencies looking for job, but was said all's making how. Ministers detained and disaster meet on Monday night to talk the effect of Carillion's death on social services. Mr. Lidington told following the meet how human beings were laid up to job or we include not had any accountable of severe pause to facility supply. But it comes among increasing telephone call for a overview of the way by the government hands out social contracts. Labour lead Jeremy Corbyn charged ministers of disgusting malpractice, and told Carillion's meltdown was a divide time for the outsourcing at first doctrine how had fleeced the social. Down there is as well installation critique of the pay packages enjoyed by directors in the work up to Carillion's meltdown. Ex-head execution Richard Howson, in loaded before recent year while Carillion, given the at first of 3 upheaval income warnings, will go on to be paid before October. Mr. Lidington said the House of Commons on Monday how the formal radio had the force to levy penalties if it unsecured any offence.